Hi guys, it's Stephanie. It's Wednesday, April 6th. I got it right. I was going to say March 6th. So, today was a very medium or mediocre day today. But, you know, sometimes work is a mixed bag when you're in retail. So anyways, I have a lot to talk about today. Before I continue, I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers and those people that may be visiting my channel because they want to check out my videos. Alright, so if you think you found a video that resonates with you, please consider on subscribing. My channel is just about life in general and what's going on in my life. So I'll have more for you guys when I come back. Alright, so one of the things I want to talk to you about is an issue that I've been having for a long time, and I neglect to look into it, and I just haven't had any thoughts on discussing it with anybody. And that's dyslexia. I suffer from dyslexia. I wasn't diagnosed, so therefore there's no prognosis, but from my own experience of when I'm reading something or talking on my channel, I tend to say things backwards. Okay, or sometimes the words are hard to come out because I'm having a hard time rearranging them in the proper order or format of my explanation. And I might say March instead of April. Or I might read something backwards, or I might explain it backwards. That's dyslexic sign. So if you see that in my conversation, I apologize, but I'm trying to work on it. So the other conversation I want to have is yesterday. Yesterday was my first day on my part-time job. For some of you who have not seen my channel or listened to what some of my personal goals are, was creating a second income so I can have extra savings for a nice down payment for my car that I want to buy. But my conversation right now is about my experience on my part-time job at the Sarasota yachtClub. So anyways, it was quite busy because my part-time job consists of helping out in the kitchen. Now, the yacht club is a big club, and I'm assuming there's a lot of members. and they're very well-to-do members. One of my job titles is washing dishes, but it's not your conventional dishwashing. You're not scrubbing the pots and pans, dishes and glassware, none of that stuff. They have a process, a system in place for which we wash dishes, okay? We have something that looks like a conveyor belt, but it's not a conveyor belt. It's more like some ductwork with water flowing through that's pre-mixed in dish soap, and they call it the river. So what happens is when the busser or another kitchen help brings the dishes and the silverware and the pots and pans that's got to be washed, I take it and I put it in the river, and then it soaks for a few seconds. But the river is actually like a river because there's flow of water pushing stuff down, and I grab it and I spray it down quickly and I load it into a dish rack, okay, or a pan and pots rack, and then I put it into a dishwasher that has these little flappy rubber entrance where you slide a dish rack into and it washes it. Well, yesterday I did that for 5.5 hours straight. 5.5 hours straight of just spraying down dishes, filling these racks and pushing them in a short conveyor that goes through this washing process, and it's a rinsing and washing process where the water is about 500 or 800 degrees. So that's what I do, guys. I am a dishwasher at this yacht club, and it seemed like people are eating up until 10 o'clock at night. Wow. You know, when I have supper, I try to have supper around 4 o'clock or 4:30 as soon as I come home, because I want to have some time between the time I eat and the time before I go to bed. I don't want to eat just before I go to bed. All right? That means eating late. It's not good. So that means when you go to bed, you're not actually burning anything off. Okay? So there's a chance there of some weight gain. So how was my first night? My first night at my part-time job yesterday was extremely busy. I did not stop. So I started at 5 o'clock and I finished around 10:15, 10:30 by the time I left. I'm lifting these things up and loading the rack. At the end of my night, I felt a pump on my shoulders, my shoulder muscles, and my arm muscle from pulling and lifting all night. They weren't heavy, but the movement is repetitious. So from that, I got a pump from cardiovascular work and pushing and pulling. When I got home, I was excruciatingly tired. I went right to bed, and I slept and woke up at 4 a.m. So I got home around 11 and jumped off my clothes and jumped into bed. I ended up washing up in the morning before I went to work. So today, right now, I'm off from my part-time job. I go back tomorrow and Friday. I have Friday off from my full-time job, so I get to rest up. I get to rest up. Okay? I found out that at work, we can have anything that is there at my part-time job, because I essentially work in a restaurant that's inside the yacht club. Okay, essentially that's what it is. The other last couple of jobs I had that was offered to me by Outback and also the French restaurants were the same thing that I'm doing now. Okay, so I'm the dishwashing person at this yacht club. Yeah, so I'm working yesterday and washing my dishes, and one of the guys I work with, he said to me, "See this dish of all this food? Yo, welcome to it. And by the way, when you come in to work, you can make a plate for yourself if you like. We all do that." That was nice, because when I come home from my full-time job, I don't have to run around like the Energizer Bunny trying to get something to eat quickly. Yesterday, on the way to my part-time job, I stopped at a store and grabbed myself an Italian sub and a quick drink on my way to work, so I didn't want to be late. But now I know that we have food there and I can eat when I get there, which is kind of cool. So my mind has already adapted to working this job, because it's not my first part-time job in addition to my full-time job I've had. So in my mind, I'm already adapted. Now on this type of job, I'm not adapted, but I will adapt quickly, because I've been doing bust my ass jobs since I was 17. Okay? When I was like 17 years old, when I got out of high school, I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I went and worked with my mother and my father in a textile mill where they made clothes. And some of the contracts that this company had was J.C. Penney. Okay? And I was a presser. I used to go into work all dressed nice and come out smelling like sweat and full of lint, because you're a presser. You're pressing these clothes that they made there for J.C. Penney and Sears Roebuck. Remember when they used to sell sport suits and clothes at Sears Roebuck? Yeah. And J.C. Penney. So I used to bust my ass in this factory at this textile mill, making $3.15 an hour back in 1986. So I worked with my dad at that place for about 2 years. I absolutely hated it. It was the pits. It was the pits. So after that, after working there for a couple of years, I enlisted in the military. And then when I came out of the military, I had a better job that paid a lot more money. So yeah, so it's nothing new that I bust my ass. I'm used to busting my ass to making extra money. And my part-time job today made more than my full-time when I worked with my mother and my father at the mill. $3.15. So I make almost 3 times as much on my part-time job than I did on my full-time job when I was barely 17. Time has changed. In California, the minimum wage is $15 an hour. Many places in Florida don't even pay $10 an hour. Okay? So right now, I'm making over $15 an hour on my part-time job, but I'm only going to do it 3 days a week. I can't do that no more than 3 days a week. Okay, but I did tell him if he needed me, I can go in on an unscheduled day. That's just my loyal side, because I appreciate getting a part-time job. So there ain't much else going on. Right now I'm going to go home. I'm going to get comfortable, take these shoes off, and make something to eat, something very light. I'm not very hungry. I'm just going to get some yogurt, and I might stop at the store and pick up some juice, because I have nothing to drink at home. I don't get to do groceries until Friday. So that's about it. I've been talking a lot with one of the girls that I met on a dating site, and right now I'm trying to arrange a time and a day that we can meet. So we seem to hit it off, and but I can't confirm anything because we haven't met in person yet. We have a lot in common, and I'm getting good vibes. So that's what's happening right now, today, this moment. My part-time job and meeting new people. And you know me, I post my life for the world to see. Okay? And I don't hide nothing. From family issues to conversations with my family and my friends, I dump it on YouTube. Most people won't, but I do, because I'm just another person, just a regular person. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. That's what's going on in my life. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Don't you know